From shocking Serena's sister on the biggest stage in tennis to almost quitting the sport for good. These are 20 things you didn't know about Coco Gauff. Number 20. Yeah, you read that right. Believe it or not, Coco wasn't always obsessed with tennis. When she was a little kid, she was all about running. Sprints, relays, track meets. She was quick, like dust the neighborhood kids in a race quick. At 8 years old, she told her parents she was more into running than swinging a racket. And considering her mom was a college track star, it made sense. The Gauff family thought Coco might follow in mom's footsteps. But her dad, Corey, wasn't having it. He saw how much potential Coco had in tennis and convinced her to stick with it. And thank God he did, because instead of racing in front of a couple hundred people at a high school track, Coco now has millions watching her on center court. Still, imagine if she chose track. We might be talking about Coco Gauff, the Olympic sprinter, not the US Open champion. Number 19. That's right, Coco is just a nickname. Her real name is Corey Dion Gauff. Now, Corey is a fine name, but Coco? That's brandable. That's memorable. That's headline on ESPN when you're 15 years old beating Venus Williams type of name. Her family started calling her Coco when she was little, and it stuck so hard that it basically erased Corey from existence. Even when she signs autographs, it's Coco. Even commentators forget her real name. And honestly, Coco Gauff just sounds iconic. Like, if you heard Coco Gauff before she was famous, you'd probably guess she was a celebrity, a fashion mogul, or a pro athlete. Meanwhile, Corey Gauff sounds like your substitute chemistry teacher. No offense, Corey. Number 18. Wimbledon, 2019. A 15-year-old qualifier named Coco Gauff walks onto the court against a legend, Venus Williams. 5-time Wimbledon champion, one of the greatest of all time. Everyone expected Venus to win in straight sets. I mean, she's Venus Williams. Coco? Just a kid who barely made it through qualifying. But then Coco started hitting winners. The crowd started buzzing. Venus looked a little shocked. And before anyone knew it, Coco had done the unthinkable. She won in straight sets, sending Venus home in the first round. The entire world went insane. ESPN, BBC, every major sports outlet, all talking about this 15-year-old phenom who just toppled a tennis icon. Coco went from being a name only hardcore tennis fans knew to being a global superstar overnight. She said afterwards, "I wouldn't be here without Venus. She's the reason I picked up a racket." And then she beat her idol. Imagine being 15 years old, playing on the world's biggest stage, and making history like that. At 15, most of us were just trying to pass algebra. Coco was out here shocking Wimbledon. Number 17. You know you've made it when Mattel decides to turn you into plastic. In 2020, Barbie launched a line of dolls based on inspiring athletes and women. And yup, Coco Gauff was one of them. The doll wore a miniature version of Coco's tennis outfit, racket and all. Coco said it felt surreal to see herself as a Barbie, especially since she grew up playing with dolls. And little girls around the world suddenly had a tennis champion Barbie to look up to. Meanwhile, imagine being a kid, walking into Target and seeing yourself on the shelf next to Barbie Dreamhouse. Most teenagers were worried about SATs. Coco was busy becoming a literal toy. Number 16. A lot of pro athletes stick to their sponsors' gear and call it a day. But Coco? She's into it. She loves sneakers. She signed with New Balance, and not only does she wear their shoes, she helps design them. From colorways to custom accents, Coco puts her own touch on her kicks. She even has limited edition shoes that sold out instantly. Off the court, she loves Jordans and Nikes. She said sneakers are one of her favorite things to shop for, which makes sense. When you're running around stadiums worldwide, you need some heat on your feet. At 18, while most of us were saving up for prom outfits, Coco was working with New Balance to design performance sneakers for the US Open. Different levels. Number 15. This record is wild. At 15 years and 122 days old, Coco became the youngest person to qualify for Wimbledon since 1968. Think about that. Wimbledon is the oldest, most prestigious tennis tournament in the world. People wait their entire careers just to play there, and Coco did it before she could legally drive. She had to get special permission to play professional tournaments because she was technically too young under WTA rules, but she earned her spot through qualifiers, and history was made. Meanwhile, at 15, most of us were stressing about whether our high school crush texted us back. Coco was stressing about center court at Wimbledon. Not the same. Number 14. When Coco was a teenager, her dad Corey gave her a piece of advice. See your goals every day. Make them real. So Coco grabbed a marker and started writing her dreams on the mirror in her bedroom. Stuff like win a Grand Slam, be world number 1, beat Serena. Every morning when she woke up, she saw them staring right back at her. And every night before bed, those goals were the last thing she looked at. Fast forward a few years, she literally checked them off one by one. US Open champion, check. World number 1 in doubles, check. Beat Serena's sister, Venus, check. Most teenagers were writing I love Harry Styles on their mirrors with lipstick. Coco was out here manifesting her Hall of Fame career. Number 13. Yup, if tennis didn't work out, she said she would have gone into science. As a kid, her favorite subject in school was STEM. She loved experiments, space, and building things. At one point, she even said she wanted to be an astronaut. Imagine Coco in a NASA jumpsuit, serving zero-gravity aces on Mars. And honestly, it makes sense. Her game is calculated, almost like science in motion. She studies opponents, breaks down strategies, and executes like a lab experiment. Tennis court or science lab, she was destined to win. Number 12. This is like being a rookie basketball player and having LeBron and Kobe personally coaching you. Coco grew up idolizing Serena and Venus. She had posters of them in her room, watched their matches religiously, and even modeled her playing style after Serena. Then in 2019, she beat Venus on the world's biggest stage. Instead of being bitter, Venus congratulated her and told her to keep going. Serena later texted Coco advice and encouragement. Coco said, without Venus and Serena, I wouldn't even be here. They paved the way for me. So yeah, imagine your heroes becoming your mentors. That's like learning piano from Beethoven. Number 11. This one's hilarious. During a junior tournament, Coco made the rookie mistake of eating a big plate of spaghetti right before a match. Bad idea. Halfway through, she started feeling sluggish and sick. She could barely move on the court, and she ended up losing to someone she normally would have crushed. Afterwards, she laughed about it and said, yeah, I'll never eat spaghetti before a match again. So while most pros worry about injuries or opponents, Coco's biggest threat at one point was pasta. Number 10. Look, Coco might be a Grand Slam champion, but at the end of the day, she's still Gen Z, which means TikTok is life. Between tournaments, Coco spends hours scrolling, making videos with friends, and posting goofy dances. She's even filmed TikToks in hotel rooms while traveling for tournaments. Her little brother sometimes photobombs her videos, and she roasts him right back. Fans love it because it shows Coco's fun side off the court. And honestly, it's wild. One day she's beating the world's best players on Arthur Ashe Stadium. The next day she's lip-syncing to Drake on TikTok like a normal teen. Balance. Number 9. Most athletes avoid politics, but not Coco. At just 16 years old, during the George Floyd protests, Coco grabbed a microphone at a rally in her hometown of Delray Beach, Florida. She stood in front of thousands of people and delivered a speech so powerful, it went viral worldwide. She told the crowd, "I'm here to tell you guys that we must change. I'm 16 and I'm here to say it's not okay. We have to step up." And she wasn't just talking for the sake of it. She actually named local leaders and told them directly, "You need to step up too." This wasn't a PR move. This was a teenager with courage, speaking truth to power. Imagine having the guts to tell politicians to do better at an age when most of us were scared to order food over the phone. And the wildest part, they listened. Local officials praised her speech, and it sparked new conversations in her city about reform. Coco wasn't just swinging rackets, she was swinging at injustice. Number 8. This one hurts to hear. Believe it or not, there was a moment when Coco nearly walked away from the sport completely. In 2017 to 2018, before her big breakout, Coco was struggling. She lost several junior matches, felt burnt out, and started doubting herself. She admitted, "There were times when I thought about quitting. I wasn't having fun. I thought maybe tennis wasn't for me." But her parents reminded her tennis wasn't her whole identity. They told her just play for the love of it. Stop chasing results and focus on joy. Coco listened, and everything changed. By 2019, she became the youngest qualifier in Wimbledon history, and the rest is legend. Crazy to think that if she had given up back then, the world would have never seen her greatness. Number 7. Coco's story isn't just about her. It's about family sacrifice. Her dad, Coco Gauff, worked as a healthcare executive. Her mom, Candy, was an elementary school teacher. When they realized Coco had world-class talent, they both made a life-changing decision. Her dad quit his job to become her full-time coach, and her mom started homeschooling her. Corey studied tennis coaching manuals, watched countless videos, and basically turned himself into a pro coach, and it worked. By age 13, Coco was winning junior titles. He literally put his own career aside so she could chase hers. That's what you call betting the house on your kid. And clearly the gamble paid off. Number 6. You probably wouldn't expect this, but Coco is a huge anime fan. She's mentioned in interviews that she loves watching shows like Naruto and Attack on Titan. She even joked once that anime inspires her to keep fighting on the court because the main characters never give up no matter how bad it gets. Imagine losing a set and thinking, what would Naruto do? Then boom, comeback victory. If she ever wins a match and does a full-on anime power-up pose, just know she warned us. Number 5. Coco is the oldest of 3 kids, and she takes her role as big sister seriously. She's got 2 younger brothers, Cody and Cameron. They're always at her matches, cheering her on and sometimes clowning her on TikTok. Coco has said they keep her grounded because at home she's not Coco the superstar, she's just Coco the sibling. One time, during an interview, she admitted her brothers love teasing her about losing points. Like, she'll come home after a match and they'll say, "Why'd you miss that easy forehand? Even we could have hit that." Instead of getting mad, Coco laughs it off because that sibling banter keeps her humble. She might be winning millions on tour, but to her brothers, she's just the sister who has to take out the trash. Number 4. When Coco started winning big checks on tour, she didn't just buy fancy cars or jewelry. She gave a lot of it away. After major tournaments, Coco has donated to charities supporting education, racial justice, and children's programs. During the pandemic, she even helped fund relief efforts in her community. One time, she mentioned that after a win, her first thought wasn't, "What am I gonna buy?" but instead, "Who can I help?" That's different. Most teenagers are saving up for sneakers or concert tickets. Coco was writing checks to nonprofits. And it's not for the cameras. She doesn't brag about it. It just quietly shows what kind of person she is. Her racket wins her trophies, but her heart wins her respect. Number 3. September 2023, US Open Final. Coco Gauff versus Arena Sabalenka. The pressure? Insane. Arthur Ashe Stadium? Packed. Millions watching at home. Coco just 19 years old. She loses the first set. Most players would crumble. But Coco? She locked in, stormed back, and made history. She became the youngest American since Serena Williams in 1999 to win the US Open. The crowd went nuts. Her family cried. Even celebrities were on their feet. After the match, she said into the mic, "Thank you to the people who didn't believe in me, to those who thought they were putting water on my fire. You were really adding gas to it. Cold-blooded." That wasn't just a win, that was Coco announcing, "I've arrived." Number 2. Through all the wins, losses, pressure, and fame, Coco has been clear. Her Christian faith is what keeps her grounded. She prays before matches. She thanks God after victories. And even when she loses, she leans on her faith for perspective. After the US Open win, the very first thing she did was kneel down, close her eyes, and pray at the side of the court. Cameras caught it. Millions of people saw it. But for Coco, it wasn't about the cameras. It was about gratitude. She once said, "My faith helps me not worry about the future. I know it's already in God's hands." That's why she plays fearless. When you believe your path is already written, you swing freely. Number 1. At just 20 years old, Coco Gauff has already done what most athletes dream of: beat legends, win a Grand Slam, inspire millions. But her impact goes beyond tennis. She's spoken out for justice. She's given back to her community. She's shown kids everywhere, especially young Black girls, that they can dream bigger. People don't just see Coco as a champion. They see her as a role model, a leader, and proof that youth can change the world. When she steps on court, it's not just about forehands and backhands. It's about possibility, about showing that age, race, and gender don't limit greatness. Her story isn't finished. She's just getting started. But one thing's already clear. Coco Gauff isn't just playing tennis. She's rewriting what it means to be a legend.